Hi Virginia, brilliant. You are working so hard sending in your last essays of the kind of outstanding, the old stuff, and then we're going to get into the new stuff, which is fantastic. So some people believe children that commit crime should be punished. Others think the parents should be punished. Okay, discuss both views and give your opinion. So pedagogists lovely from all over the world have been discussing and criticising the whole traditional education system by trying to determine whether the child to be punished in case of misbehaviour or entirely the parent's responsibility. I'm just going to pause there. I've been reading this a couple of times, and what I'm worried about is criticising the education system, because it's really the legal system, not the education system. So I would go the legal system by trying to determine whether the child you don't need is. So whether the child now you need is. But I would use a modal. I would go should be punished. So either is to be, okay, in which case you need to have whether the child is, so change that verb into a different place, or whether the child should be punished. I think that's better in case of misbehaviour, or it is, now you're okay, entirely the parent's responsibility, and therefore they should be disciplined instead. What a fantastic opening sentence. I mean, super amazing. One technical thing, because it's an opinion essay, you should put your opinion in there. However, because you've got a long intro, don't worry too much. The template which you'll see on the course will say put your opinion in here, but again, because you've got a long essay anyway, I think you're okay. This essay will discuss both arguments using the BMJ to support the information described. Excellent. Wow, what a good start there. But it's a really, really strong start. I absolutely love how you've got in fantastic grammar, have been discussing immediately fantastic grammar, and complex sentences. You're starting off fantastically well. Punishments have always been used as a parenthood tool to correct inappropriate children. You can't have children comportment. You could have. Comportment is a fantastic word, but it's a really old word, usually used in connection to posture. So how you stand, if you stand up straight with a lovely straight back, rather than actual behaviour. So I think you have to say inappropriate. Put children here. So children's inappropriate behaviour. I know we might need to find some more words for this. Behaviour. So comportment I'm not convinced about. Used in a positive and sometimes unfortunately in a negative way. The reason for that is linked to the fact that children have to learn a lesson in order not to perpetuate the same mistake in future. Excellent, really, really good. In this way, a child can fully understand where his responsibility was, what kind of actions have led him to this misconduct. You need this referencing here, this, because it's the misconduct that's being punished. It's understood and how he could correct it. Therefore, the primary aim to punish a child is to let him understand the reasons why his conduct was wrong. Okay, this is so good. This is absolutely fabulous writing, really. The template will talk to you about adding an example. Okay. And I will, or from her journal or whatever. So you'll see where we would suggest you add that in. Okay, it would actually be in here, but amazing work there. So although there is another theory that's been developed in recent years, which switched the responsibility from children to parents. Now, don't use although here. I will show you in the template how to use although, but here you want however. You can use although if you're going back to the first argument. So although some people say parents should take charge, no, they should go to prison, sort of thing. Just on a simple example, although I drink tea in the morning, I prefer coffee in the afternoon. So you have two separate ideas. But here literally changing completely because you've got to discuss both views. So here, however, is better. However, there's another theory that's been developed in recent years which switches, present simple there, the responsibilities from children to parents. They should provide. I think you need to put an object. You provide someone with something. So you need the object, youngsters, with a positive and educated example, comma here, just so we can breathe, because it's natural for the child to follow and imitate them. Hence, if the child does not reflect the education taught, parents should be blamed for not being supportive enough. Supportive, or you could have rigorous is a lovely word, or rigorous, or I kind of want to go disciplined even. But you've got disciplined in the line below. Let's go rigorous. Several articles, here's an example, lovely. Prove, so article plural, prove that when children are constantly disciplined, their self-constantly could fall dramatically, probably leading in future to more severe misconduct. Okay, so your conclusion there is that it should be the parents. And prove that when children, I need just a tiny bit more of that. And so parents should shoulder more responsibility. Okay, we just need to finish that line, but this is excellent work, really, really fantastic. I love what you're doing here. Now, what I do need though is a clear conclusion. In conclusion, so signal to the examiner, you're nearly at the end. In conclusion, when children break rules, there are many actions to take to avoid future complications. The correcting by explaining, you don't need that actually, to them what happened seems a reasonable approach, not always necessarily giving them a punishment. Every child is diverse, different, you'd have to say, from each other. Therefore, I believe the two methods should be properly used according to the individual situation or the unique situation. Okay, I'm smiling here because give your opinion. It's very brave of you not to kind of give your opinion one way or the other. I would normally recommend you give an opinion. I believe this is better, or I believe that's better. I can see you've argued it so well that you're kind of, you don't really want to do that. Sometimes you may find you have to do that. But I can't fault this. You've done really, really well. Instead of that, I would just say both methods should be properly used, or should be used in tandem is the other way we could say. In tandem or in conjunction. Okay, would be really, really nice. But excellent work. Really, really great. I hope you're happy with that as well. So let's just look at this one. Line graph changes over time. So we've got the dynamic language we're looking for. Ages, yep, different age groups. Okay. Difficult one because there's not actually much to say. There's nothing staggeringly amazing here, is there? Illustrates the people. Just go peoples, no apostrophe, peoples, without the, because we don't know which people. Cinema attendance divided into 4 groups of time frame. Yeah. Overall, it's visible that the highest number of cinema visitors belong to the age group. Yep. Which was 38 and raised up to 52. Good. While the group with the lowest attendance belongs to the youngest. 15. Yep. Good. Now, we don't know if it's 15 people or 15% or 15,000 or whatever. So I would just go 15. I wouldn't say attending. The graph shows 2 rising peaks. Write the number here. One in 95 and the other in 2005 for all the analysed categories, indicating that in those years attendance had an increase in cinema viewers. The only group that has not shown an increased amount in viewers is that group which is stabilised. Now, past simple there, this could be in the past simple as well. I mean, you're writing so beautifully. So had an increase. You don't need to do present perfect because it is finished time. If it was now, you might use the present perfect, but you're okay there to do this, had a past simple. So did not show, I think would be better. Was stabilised. Show, yeah, again, simple, past simple, showed a general decline of cinema visitors for all age groups. Okay, word count, 156. Okay, we need another little line. Ideally, I'd quite like to get up to 170 if we can. Okay. So if you were going to say anything, I would say that there was very little difference, so little divergence in these categories, whereas there was slightly more difference in these two, or you could do a comparison. So you've sort of given me all the information, but maybe link. So the number of, the pattern of the cinema goers of this age group mirrored this one, but was X% lower, something like that. One line just to group it together rather than just giving them one by one, if you see what I mean. So grouping is really important when we do these answers. But 2 really, really good essays. Well done.